loves. Alright, today we have a VR to Christian over at the AtlanteanAlchemist. I've been watching a lot of his videos, and this one is specifically about the Home and Hearth video. In his video he talked a lot about indulging the five senses and creating your own home space, and I wanted to talk a little bit about that and my same experience with Hestia, because I believe Christian works with Freya, but I work with Hestia, so the idea is the same. So Hestia kind of came out to me in the middle of nowhere when I was reeling, and actually as soon as I moved into this house, and it was a space that I could finally make my own space, and I realized that I have the area and the time and the resources to make it a very nice space of my own, which is a really welcoming feeling after living so long with other people and barely having enough room, and then you feel bad about collecting all of your favorite things, which is a really terrible, terrible thing. So he talks a lot about the ritual of the five senses, to try and bring yourself into this calm area that you can call your own, and so I thought I would springboard off of that a little bit, and he has most of it covered in that video about candles and incense and making tea, and I completely agree with all of those things. So I did want to talk about how I've personally struggled a little bit with creating a healthy home space, not only because I share this apartment, but also because some things are always just out of place, out of whack, and it makes me really sad, you know, looking around when my apartment is trashed, and so it can be a real struggle. But most of my best connecting times with Hestia are just putting on my head covering and going to work at some chores, which everybody thinks, oh, this is a very mundane task, why would this be godly in any way? But it's very important keeping a sacred space to yourself, and when your house is your sacred space, more power to you, because at the end of every day you're coming home to live here, you're coming home to sleep here, and to spend your best moments here, with people you love, with your pets, with your plants, and it's very important that you enjoy the space that you live in, because everybody hates where they go to work. Nobody wants to be there. Everybody wants to go home when they're at work. So it's completely reasonable to want to make your home space as comfortable as possible. And I think it takes a lot of time to collect the things that actually make you happy. In the beginning, when I moved into my first apartment, well, my first shared apartment, I guess, I just had one tiny little cardboard box with clothes, and the rest of the space was just empty carpet, and I came back home every day and it just felt like I was living in a warehouse. And over time I got some shelves, I got my books, I got more clothes to fill up my closet. Anything that reflects you. Your house should definitely be the ultimate reflection of you. And going off of that, completely, since you're at work more time than you're at your house more than often, your clothes and your body should also be a figment of what you want to represent yourself, because you want to bring a little bit of that home feeling and comfort with you to work, or going out, doing errands, doing whatever you're doing, really. And this is clothes, this is jewelry, this is tattoos, anything that makes you feel a little more comfortable in your own skin. And I definitely think that this is part of the entire Home and Hearth thing. And the one lesson that Hestia keeps teaching me, I guess, is not to have vanity, I guess, in the shortest possible terms, is that when you are buckled down and cleaning your house, you're doing it for a cleansing purpose. And the reason for the head covering is kind of to keep the vanity at bay, so you're not always checking yourself out in the mirror. You're going, well, this is a very humbling experience. I'm here to make my home inviting and there's really no need for me to be, taking pictures of myself. There is one photo of me with my head covering on Instagram, but I am just not making eye contact with the camera, trying to be as humble as possible, but I still did want to show off how cool it looked. So when I'm working with her, that is her number one biggest thing, is about the vanity. And then secondly, just trying your best to, honestly, even though she's a maiden goddess, she's very motherly in approach, in nature, in nurturing and loving and caring for people and for your home. And I think that's a very important thing, especially when you own your own house. And it's just, I don't know. I think she is a very good goddess to work with. And I am absolutely happy to be working with her, because not only does she help me just be humble and think things through and have a responsible, reasonable ground to start with, also helps me get through my chores on the day-to-day basis. And there is nothing more cleansing than just opening the doors and the windows and going to town at your entire house. So I definitely think what Christian is talking about as far as the five senses goes, have things up on the walls if you like, drinking your tea, drinking your coffee, incense to make it smell nicer, definitely shampoo the carpets. I need to do that. And then just basically whatever makes you feel comfortable in your own space. And my space is not exactly themed or aligned at this moment. It's kind of just a smattering of everything that I like, so it does bother me a little bit that I don't have a continuing aesthetic for my house. But all of those things will come with time. A hearth is something to be patient about. A fire is definitely something to be patient about watching. And if we just associate the hearth with the fire that you're keeping going all the time, it helps a little bit to constantly keep it up, I guess. Keep up your kitchen and just stoke those flames a little bit every day to keep the fire from going out. So that was my lovely VR. Go check out his video. I'll leave a link to it below. It's pretty great. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Have a wonderful, blessed day, witches. Mwah.